So now we're going to create a new level that is for main menu. So let's first start by we're going to go up to File and say New Level. And we're going to have it be an empty level. So it should be all black. And what we're going to do is we're going to save this, right? So save current level as, and we're going to go put it in our folder that we made earlier. And we're going to call it level main menu. And now we need something that goes into this level. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the content drawer, and we've done this before, right? We've made a couple widgets. We're going to make another widget. So if we scroll down to user interface, and we want a widget blueprint and a user widget, and we're going to call it widget main menu. And we'll double click and edit that. And now this is kind of up to you what you'd want as a main menu, but like for me personally, I always like, we're going to put in a canvas. So that we have something to start on. And what I'm going to do is also put in a vertical box. And this is just going to help me I'm going to add some buttons to it, and it's going to kind of make them kind of nice. So we're going to add a button. And I'm just going to click and add it into this. And so you see what I mean by it made it nice? It made it so that the size is whatever the button is, or whatever the box is, right? So if I wanted to add another button, which I do, right, because I want to have at least 2 buttons, they're now in there, and I could make them bigger and stuff, but it means that I can come in here and change their names. So I'm going to add some text fields to them. And I'm going to call one, so we can come over here to this part and say, here's the text box, so you can see it says text. So it's going to be start. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add text to it. And it's going to be quit. So we could add some options to it. And we might want to have some spacing and stuff in them. And what we could do is come over here and we could rename these. And it's, I think, always a good idea, right? Button 0 doesn't really tell us anything, but if we put start button, that's definitely more useful when we need to go find it again, right? And the button 1 is going to be the quit button. And I might want some text that we're going to just put here, and we're going to call it like whatever you're going to name your game, like so this is just going to be Jen's collection game. And we could have it look like whatever we want it to, you know. We could change the font, we could make it bigger font, right? That's pretty good. I want the box to go on the outside of it. If you click on it, and at the top, you're going to see that there's an anchor. So like I want it to be anchored to the top of the screen, or like maybe across the top of the screen. You're going to see right like that, so that we could have it be placed right. And with these, you know, we might want to make our buttons. You could click on the alignment with these, and I'm going to want them to be, I'll select both of them. So we want them that way. Oh, we want the fill. I mean, I knew there was something I wanted. There we go. Now you could play around with this and make it look like whatever you want it to look like. So now we're going to give it some code on for this. And so we're going to click on the start button and we're going to scroll down and it says on clicked. So you can tell there's a couple here: on clicked, on pressed, on released, on hovered, and on unhovered. And so you can see pressed and released. That's like if I push and I don't let go, it could do something. Or when you release it, it does something. We want on clicked. That means we just click and press, right? So it's not holding or anything. So we're going to add to that. And just like we did before, we're going to open the third person, or open the level third person. So open level by name. And we want the level third person here. And again, I always like to prevent typos, so I like to go find the one we actually want and rename it, Control C. And so then I can close my content drawer and come in here and paste it. Now, unlike before where we needed to have a cast of third person or something that we didn't want to have happen could happen, this one we don't have that same problem because we know exactly who's clicking the button. So we don't have to worry about something else triggering this event. It's a human had to click the button. Now we also want, for the other one, right? Let's go back to our designer, top right hand corner. I had to find it. And we're going to click on the quit and see. It's a good thing we named these start button and quit button, because now we're going to come back down and do the same thing on clicked. And you'll notice our event here says on clicked start button, on clicked quit button. And so naming things well is really important because it helps us easily find that stuff. And so what we want to do here is we're going to just say quit game. And so we're going to compile and save. And what we need to do is we need to add this so that it's this widget starts. And if you remember right, we always had to add the widget in using blueprints to add it so that it would come up. So what we're going to do is the same thing for this. So we're in our level main menu, and what we're going to do is click on the little thing that kind of looks like I want to say it looks like a flowchart on its side. And we're going to say open level blueprint. And so this should be the level main menu's blueprint. And you'll notice we have a begin play here. And so what we need to do is we need to create our widget, right? And we're going to put our widget class that we did. So we could go find that widget, main menu. And then we're going to go, and then, so that's creating it. And then we have to actually add it to the viewport. Add to viewport. And so now we have it there. So we could say hit compile. Ooh, it's not happy because we didn't connect this. So we can connect it. And now it's happy. So we've created our widget. We connected it to our viewport. We've compiled and everything's good. And we've saved. And so now we're going to hit play. And look at that. We have our play and we can hit start and have our world that we're in. And we collect our items, and then we come over here to our trigger, and now we're on our third level. And there we are. We're done. And that is our game. We might also want to change it so now when we play always that we, no matter what, that it would start at that one. And so you'd go back into the edit project settings, go to maps and modes, and then we're going to change game default mode. Now we don't want it to be the third person level. We want it to be the main menu. So you could look for your level main menu, and we can save this. And so now when we, hopefully when we hit play and stuff, it's going to default to that, to our main menu. So that is our game so far. And remember, it's not really a game until you start making it unique to you, and adding more features to it and having fun with figuring out what's going on and what you want it to do and using your imagination. So see you in the next video.